Thank you.
अभयवरदहस्तं पाशदन्ताक्षमालां शृणुपरशददानो मुत्करं मोदकं च फलमधिगतसिंहः पञ्चमातङ्गवक्त्रो गणपतिरतिगौरः पातु हेरम्बनामकः स्फटिकसदृशवर्णं मौक्तिकीम् अक्षमालाम् अमृतकलशहस्तं ज्ञानमुद्रां कराग्रेः तददमुरगहस्तं चन्द्रचूडं त्रिनेत्रं प्रणमद गुरुमूर्तिं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे. Namaskaram to everyone. I am very happy to be here today after doing the Pratisthapana of Balaji. We have done a beautiful temple here, everyone has seen it. So there were a lot of questions, everyone is coming and asking me, what is this, how is this? Like that everyone are curious to know about the temple construction. So being a Stapathi, we come from a lineage of temple builders. Like from Tamil Nadu, we are called Sthapathis. What is Stapathi is? It is like we in a village we have like a lot of people work for certain things. So for construction of house, temples, there is a family lineage who are called Stapathi. They are coming from, in Shastras, they are called Vishwakarma. So what is Vishwakarma is, when Brahma is being Srishti, he has created the whole universe and all living things, everything he has created. But there is no Ramyam in it. So Brahma asked Lord Shiva, what about this creation? It is just like it's going on. So there should be some special. So Brahma created, Ishvara created a pratibimba of himself. He is called Vishwakarma. Like Vishwakarma also have 5 heads, 10 hands like Sadashiva. So he asked the Shiva, when Vishwakarma is created, Vishwakarma asked the Lord Shiva, why I am being created? So Shiva says, you have to do the creation for the one which is being created. Like Brahma created the human beings, everything. So they need some thing to elevate their life. So for that, the living beings like humans, everything needed like temple, buildings, everything, chair, asanas, house and all. So Vishwakarma is responsible to create all the creations for living beings. So Vishwakarma asked Shiva again, how I can create these things? What is the base? How I can do that? So Ishvara says to Vishwakarma, I am giving you a vastu called Manas, which is in your bru madhya, like it is between the eyebrows, I am giving you a Manas. If you think in that, that will be the starting of the creation. So, Bru Madhya Madhyaste Manasa Nischitam Kuryat. That means, whatever you think in between your eyebrows, with Manas, that will initiate your creation. Like I should just now say you a Dhyana Shlokam of Ganesha and Dakshinamurti. So, like a Shilpi, Vishwakarma, I think in my Bru Madhya about that Dhyana Shloka. It explains the features of that Murti. So immediately I get the image of that Murti in my mind. So that will be created, which all you people be seeing after it is created. So this is how that Vardhana for Vishwakarma is given from Ishvara. So Vishwakarma, he has 5 faces. In that we have Manu, Maya, Dvashta, Shilpi, Vishwajna. These are 5 phase, each phase there can be 5 people, like assistant of Vishwakarma. Manu is the person who does the iron work. Maya is the wood work. Dvashta is sheet work. Shilpi is the person like we do the temple, building palace, Nagara Nirmana, Grama Nirmana, everything was carried out in old days with this Stapathi, that is Śilpi. Even the town planning, village planning, everything was done by. So this is Śilpi. Then comes the Vishwagnya. Vishwagnya is the goldsmith. So these are the 5 branches of Vishwakarma. So basically today we are going to speak about this Śilpi because all are curious about the temple construction. So I am talking about the Sthapathi, like Vastu and all. So the Śilpi is being created. So he is responsible for the temple construction, vigraha construction, this and all. For these vigrahas, Śilpas and temple construction, again, it's not like just building with architect we can draw a room this much height, this much width, like that. It is not like that. In India we have the Śilpa Śāstras, like we have the codes for temple building. That is called Śilpa Śāstras. So those in the Śilpa Śāstras for the construction of the temple. And we have agamas also. These agamas are also a part like Kriya Padam, Charya Padam, Yoga Padam, Jnana Padam. It has four branches, 4 parts. In that agamas, we have Kriya Padam is basically Karshanadi Pratishtantam. From selecting the land and doing the Karshana is plowing the land, to Pratishta is to install the idol. That is called Kriya Padam. Each agama has these things. In the Charya Padam is next is the Puja, Punuskara, Abhisheka, that and all will be dealt. So basically this Kriya Padam is called the Śilpa Śāstra. So basically agama also has the Śilpa part, and Śilpa Śāstras also gave the elaborate, detailed text of how to construct a temple. So we have these Śilpa Śāstras from long back. Like for the agamas, actually agamas we have coming from the Vedas. From Vedas, it is already there everywhere. Veda is not created by anyone. So from Vedas, Veda Vyasa created the 4 like Rigya, Sama, Atharvana Vedas. From this Atharvana Veda, the Śilpa is being derived in some place it is. So, these Śilpa Śāstras mainly deal about not only the temple construction, it also deals the town planning and everything, which was given by many Maharishis like Bhrigu, Atri, Vasishtacha, Vishwakarma, Mahestada, Narado Nagnijicheva Vishalaksha Purandaraha Brahma Kumaro Nandishaha Saunago Garkayevacha Ashtadasheti Vyataha Śilpa Śāstra. These are like main Maharishis has given these Śilpa Śāstras. These Śāstras, there were many, like 32 Śilpa Śāstras were there, it says. Purna Śāstra, like from Krishna to Pratishta. All the details have been given in chapters. That kind of Shastras were 32. But in the due course of time, many Shastras are not available. Right now, maybe 2-3 are there only. It is like Kashyapam, Mayamadam, Manasaram. These are all major Shastras what is available right now. So, what is in these Śilpa Śāstras? If you see, mainly we can divide these Śilpa Śāstras for now into 2 main branches. One is temple construction, that is called Prasada Lakshanam. The temple, what is the temple is called Prasadam. So whatever deals with the temple construction is Prasada Lakshanam. And next is the Pratima Lakshanam. Pratima Lakshanam is how to make an idol. If you see in our Tamil Nadu and all, you can see a Perumal is one proportion. Ganapati is in a different proportion because Ganapati is like shorter. Vishnu is little tall. The Devi is some proportion. Like this we have different gods. So these proportions for those gods are different and that are all given in Pratima Lakshanam. So first we will talk about the Prasada Lakshanam. In Prasada Lakshanam, first we need to construct a temple. Then the Yajamana is in desire of construct a temple. Then he approached the Sthapathi. So when he approached the Stapathi, first part is main is we have to select the land where the temple is going to become. So that part he goes and sees this site, and we can find like lot of different types of sites are available. So he has to select the suitable land. That is called Bhu Pariksha. Nowadays we have soil testing and all we have. In olden days we have a soil testing by one kishko hastam, one kishko hastam, one kishko hastam. Like that we have to dig a pit and take out all the soil and put it outside. After one day, the same soil has to be refilled into the pit. If the soil is remaining, that site is good. It is called good soil. If the soil is like sufficient and it is filled to the level, it is madhyama. If the soil is not sufficient, it is called adhama. This kind of a test and with the like what are the trees growing in that place, that and all there. And actually we have sabda, sparsha, rasa, akara, gandhaihi, pariksha. Like sabdam, what are the sounds available there, and what is sound we hear in the soil, that and all we have to check. Sparsha, like we have to touch the soil, how it feels. And rasam, the taste of the soil, that has to be taken care. And gandham, what the smell. So these kind of tests are all taken. And after that selection of that site, when it is suitable, then we have to fix the direction of the temple. In Hinduism, our temples are not, we cannot build a temple anywhere like any direction, we cannot have the temple. So mainly if we have a temple, we have to face the temple. That is called orientation. Orientation to be with the dicks. It is called, you see, this is east, this is west, then south, this is north. Okay, these are called four dik, and again we have the corners like this, diagonals. These are called vidiks. This is Isanyam, Agni, this is Nairuti, this is Vayu. These are called Vidik. So basically we have four dik. Only facing these diks we can have the temple. We cannot have on the Vidik. In the diagonals we cannot have. That is restricted. Okay. So to find this dik, we have nowadays we have magnetic compass, GPS, this and all we have. So we can figure out the directions. But in olden days in our Shastras, there also they have given one instrument or one way to find out this dik. That is called Sthapana. Yeah, okay. Yes, sir. True.
Actually, it is more accurate than magnetic compass.
Correct, that's what I am going to tell you. Okay, there is a procedure called Sthaphanam. If you see, there is a device. This is called Shanku. This is made of wood. Okay, it is 5 angulas in the base, and top it is 1 angulam. It is like a cone, it is circular. This is called Shanku. So this Shanku, nowadays they do Shanku Sthapana everywhere, but that is not correct. This is the Shanku Sthapana to find the direction, the orientation of the. So when we select the good site, in that site we have to make it is Jaladanda Pramana. You know, nowadays we have a level, like water level they say, spirit level. The same way, it has to be Jaladanda Pramana, means it should be level, water level. And this Shanku has to be put in the center. after that, whatever the height is there, making it a radius, we have to draw a circle. And this Shanku, it is like this, okay? This is called mandalam. With the height of the Shanku, we have to draw a circle. So this becomes a mandalam. So when the sun rises from the east, the shadow of this tip will fall in this circle somewhere here, according to the month, okay? And after the evening, it will fall here. So when we join these two lines, it is called sutram. It is not true east. It's a sutram. Because when the earth is tilting, like it is Uttarayanam, Dakshinayanam, the earth is tilting. So that shadow is not accurate. For that, in Śilpa Śāstra we have given this height of the Shanku what we prepare, it is divided into 96 parts. Then that one part is called one Shanku Angulam. Shanku Angulam. One part is called. So Meshadi Masam, like from Mesha, this Makara Sankranti, each month we have some calculation. With that calculation, it is given like if you want in one angulam, we have to put it and join this line. That will give the exact true east. So, as you say, Mama say, this is the accurate true east. Because if you put a magnet, if there is a high tension line going on, that magnet will tilt. So it is not going to show you a correct angle, correct direction. So in the olden days, this doesn't affect any current or nothing. So this is the first to make the correct east line. This is called Shanku Sthapanam. From this only we can find the directions. Okay, 1 minute. So when we are able to find this line, we have to make a perpendicular line for this. For that, we need to draw a two arc like this. When two arc, we join it, it comes the north and south. Yes, sir, your question.
Now you said you immerse that cone in that water. What is the approximate height of that cone?
This cone, we can have like 24 angulas. Then I will come to that, okay? It is called Kishku Angulam. It's not just angulams what we use now. It is 24 angulas. It is 1 molam. And you can have like 3 options, 18 angulam and 9 angulam also. These 3 levels we can have. This is made of wood. In wood only we have to make it. Like this cone and we have to do it.
So when you immerse in that water, what is the height, depth of the, is it just normal?
It is Jaladanda Pramana means it's a level area. It's a flat area. So if it is like 24 angulam high, we will have a 48 angulam circle. Okay, it is whatever we have the height, that is the radius of this circle. Like that we have to find now we have found the direction. Yes sir.
Jaladanda Pramana, how do we establish the horizontality of that? How do we establish it?
Yeah. No, see, nowadays we have like a level tube. We are having a level tube, laser level and all we have. In olden days, we have a separate instrument called Kavadi Tuku. We have like this. Here we have a plumb. So when the plumb straightly sits on this one, this is level. These are all instruments. In both, like this doesn't cost much actually. They are all cheap instruments. If you want to buy a laser level, it's going to cost more. But in olden days, our technology was so easy, and that kind of big temples were built using only these kind of instruments, not very high sophisticated. See, Tanjavur built a temple is almost like 250 feet high. They made all with these kind of
more than enough.
More than enough and perfect, accurate. It doesn't affect with any electrical field or nothing. So these were, like in practical, they were using this. Okay, now we found the directions. It is called 8 directions. In that only, Dik only we have to use for the temple building. So in this also, we have for certain gods, certain dikhi is important, like east, west, south, north. Certain gods, like for Shiva, east is more good, west is good, south is little bit more, north is okay. Like that we have certain gods, certain to be facing certain directions. Then we have find out the direction. Now we have to construct the temple. For constructing the temple, we need to have a dimension, like how should be the width, how should be the width of the temple, what should be there. We have to finalize. We have to have a certain dimensions, like length, breadth, what is that? For that, what all we are using now is meters and feet. So in olden days, we didn't have that. Only after the British period, these feet and meters were introduced. So our dimensions, we have another scale, which is called Kishku Hastam. That is derived from the electrons, protons, There is a logam. Yogitat Paramanu Radheranu Kesa Agra Maliksha Mayugatim Shali Vikrama Chashta Madhangulam Veda Vimshadi Angula Hastaye Angulam Shadakalancha Vidasti Dvadashangulam Vidasti Dvaya Hastancha Chatur Vimshangulangulam Bave Mule Brahma Madhya Vishnu Agre Vishwakarma Hastaye. So from electron, Paramanu, 8 times is Radharenu. Radharenu is the one with when the light passes through a dark room, you can find some particle flying. That is called Radharenu. That 8 times is called Yuka. That 8 times is called Liksha. And that 8 times is called Yava. Yava is, in olden days we have a dhanyam, like paddy what we have now. There is one dhanyam called Yavai. That width is 8 times is called 1 angulam. That 6 times is called Vidasti. Vidasti is 12, 6 is called Thalam. Thalam 2 times is called 12 angulams is Vidasti. Vidasti 2 times is called 24 angulas is called Kishku Hastam. So where do we find this Kishku Hastam? So in Mahabharatam and Ramayanam, there is a description about this Kishku Hastam. For describing the Mayasabha, this Kishku Hastam is being used in the Mahabharata. Sahastra Kishku Dirghenaha in Sanskrit, in the Mahabharata is written. And in Valmiki Ramayana also, that palm and what we see in the bridge the Rama built, it is called with the measurement with the Kishku Hastam, it is described. So it is evident that Kishku Hastam we use the Pramanam scale for our all this Hinduism scale. So with that scale, now we have a conversion. So 24 Devangula is 33 English inch. 33 English inch. That is 2 feet 9 inch is equal to 1 Kishku. This is the conversion what we use now. That's why if you build a temple, we have like points 8 feet 9.5 inch, like that we comes. What is that? We use the Devangulam. This is called Devangulam. That only we use for all the construction of temples and everything. So with this Devangula Kishku Hastam, then comes the fixing of the width. So if we want to build a temple, we need some dimension, like some length we need to finalize. For that we have the Ayadi. There is one chapter called Ayadi. Ayadi means if you want to construct a Vishnu Alayam. Vishnu Alayam is Trivona Nakshatram. Swami Nakshatram is Trivona, Shravana. So Yajamana, who is going to construct that, his Nakshatram and the place Nakshatram. This all we have to check and find the suitable Ayadi number. So that number we have to multiply with the Kishku Hastam and the circumference to be suitable for that 3 things. Yajamana, Rashtra and Swami. These all should be suitable. Like we have to see the Tarabalan. For one nakshatram, one measurement will get one nakshatram. Ayam, Raya, Yoni, Varam, Tithi, Nakshatram, all we can get. For that Nakshatram, Swami Nakshatram should be like Janma, Tara, Janma Sampad, Vivek, Kshemam, Pratyaram, Sadhagam, Vada. This Taraparam we have to check and fix the dimension of the temple. Then comes the, when we fix this dimension, this one side is called one dandam. One dandam. With this dimension, the height is being calculated. This height of the temple is not just like a tower. We cannot put like whatever we height, we cannot put. With this width as one dandam, this height should be 1 1/4. This is one proportion. 1 1/2. This is another proportion. 1 3/4. This is one type of. And 2 times. This is one proportion. And 2 1/4. There is 5 types of proportion is given with the width. This is called Santikam, Paustikam, Jayadam, Adbhutam, Sarvakamikam. So the maximum width we can go with the width is 2 1/4 times the height. If we want to build a 5 feet width temple, the maximum we can go is 2 1/4 times. That is 10 and 1.5, 11.5 feet height is. Like that we have to have the proportion like what the height should be. It's not like we just put the tower like with 5 feet width, like 20 feet we cannot put. So there are proportions. This is how the Vimanam should be, proportions should be arrived. After that, when we get this proportion, this Garbhagraham we can build with Ekataladi Shodasatala Paryantam. Like 1 story to 16 story Vimanam we have. So if we want to make a Vimanam, Ekatala Vimanam, we have to make the height into 8 parts. Then we have 1 part for Adhishtanam, 2 part for Stambhavargam, 1 part for Prastaram, 1 part for Kandam, 2 part is Stikaram, 1 part is Stupi. If we make it in this proportion, automatically that Vimanam will be looking nice and proportionate. So this way we can have 1 story to 16 stories. So now Tanjavur temple is 16 story Vimanam. So that much parts we have to make it, we can construct the Vimanam, Darbhagaraha. So this is Darbhagaraha. So again, if you come to the Adhishtanam, so each part has some dimension. This is called one Adhishtanam, type of Adhishtanam. This is called Padabandha Adhishtanam. This is called Padabandha Adhishtanam. So when we get this one part, again this one part is divided into 25 parts. 25 parts. Then this is 1, 8, 7, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. If you add, you will get 25 parts. So this one is called Kambam, Pattikai, Kambam, Kantam, Kampam. This is called Kumudagam, Jagati, Upana. These are all like proportions. It's not like you just buy some cornices and put it is going to be temple. No. For each temple, we have to make calculations like this and arrive with these proportional dimensions. Then we have to again do these calculations. Then we can get the correct proportion for the cornice. Then only we have a Sanidhya of the temple is Pramana Purvaka temple. Like each part we have this. This is one type of Adhishthana. In this we have like options. Padabandham, Pratibandham, Padmabandham. Like that we have like 25 types of adhishtanams we have. And next is the Stamba Vargam. In Stamba Vargam also we have different types. If you see, these are all I can show you now in the constructed temple. This is called Stamba Vargam. We have this called Tadi Kodambalagai Stamba. This is called Podigai, Palagai, Kodam, and we have all proportion for this. So according to that only we have to make the Stamba. Next above this you will have the Prastaram. That also has a it's just like some cornice, but this is all proportion. With proportion only, for each temple differs. This is called Uttaram. This is 3 part, 1 part, 3 part, this is 7 part, the 1, 1, 3, 1. So if you want to make a 2 feet prastaram, we have to make it 21 parts. And with these cornices and all we can get it. So this is called Uttaram, Kambam, Yadadam, Kapodam, Vyaram. So this is Alingam, Andari, Pradipajam. These are all having names. And this way, for constructing temples, all this kind of details, like it's not a freehand drawing. We have all detail, like measurements, dimensions, everything is given in the Śilpa Śāstras. So once we study the Śilpa Śāstras, we can get all these kind of details, and according to that proportionally we have to make the temple. Then only what happens is this whole temple is the body of the Swami. Like it's not just a room. It is totally padam, like how we have a feet, everything, face, shika, kantam and all have. The same way this is the body of the Swami. Whichever Swami we have inside, this is the Sthula Lingam. This is called Sthula Lingam. That the body itself is the Vimana. So whenever we see the Shikaram and worship that Shikaram, it is equally worshipping the God inside the shrine. So in some days we cannot, it is closed, or in some time we cannot see the God. When we see the Shikaram itself, it is equally like seeing the God inside. That's how we give more importance to the structure also, not just the idol. Even the temple structure also we give so importance, and it has to be followed with some perfect dimensions and measurements. So the temple is having full sanidhya of the God. These all, like this we have another more elaborate things in the temple construction, like prakaram, how we have to prakaram, like how many prakarams we can have, and the parivarams. This is what Garbhagriha. Then we comes with the parivaram. Parivaram is, if we have one God in the center, like Shiva, he has sub-shrines all around him. Like in the Nairati Baham, we have the Ganesha. Just not like what he said. Nairati Baham, if you see here Nairati, there we should have a Ganapati. Because in Vastu also we should have a weight, mostly high and weight person should be on the Nairati. That's why we have Ganapati in the Nairati Baham. Vayu is the Subramanya. Ishanyam is the Bhaskaran, that's Ashtaparivar. Ishanyam, and Agni is, we have the Pakashala, Mandashala. Like that we have Parivarams, like what are the things around the temple that is being given. And each Prakaram we have the Gopuram, like Rajagopam, that is called Dwaram. Each Prakaram, Pancha Prakaram we have Dwara Shobha, Dwara Shala, Dwara Gopura, Dwara Mangala, Dwara Kalyanam. Like Ekataladi Sodatalpan, that also 1 story Gopuram to 16 stories Gopuram we have in the, if you see in the Srirangam you can see that each Prakaram we have 1 Gopuram. So these are all given in the Śilpa Śāstra. These are all architecture, like temple building. So next comes the idols.
One question.
Answer.
For the depth and for the size you mentioned, we have one done them, and
Yes.
then we can choose one of the 5 heights, right? Like 1 and
Correct.
1/4, 1.5. So for Balaji Samuti, what is the height you chose and how did you choose that height? Like 1 3/4 and not, why not 2? Like, how do you choose that now?
Yeah, see, this Santika, Paustika, Jayada, Sarvakamika are 5 types of the proportions. When the width is more, we cannot go too high. That time we can have the proportion as 1 and 1/4, the Santika Vimana. When the width is less, we have to go to the, it is Śilpa Śāstra Shatam Koti Sthapathi Yukti Markena Kare. We have to apply our intellectual, like we have to think which is suitable for which place. So for which place is suitable, what is suitable? We have height restriction, then we have to go for the 1 and 1/4. If we have a free like height, we can have any height, then we go for the 2 and 1/4. Mostly we have the 2 and 1/4 height. Sarvagami Vimana. Here also we have 2 and 1/4 height. That is hard to do.
Since we are on the topic, can you explain also how we came up with the size, because it shouldn't be taller than Ambal,
Yes.
and Perumal's legs has to be higher than Anjaneya, and why we have Garuda and Anjaneya different. Can you explain that since we are on the topic?
Yeah, actually these are all the basics given in the Śilpa Śāstra. Now we come how we built this Balaji shrine. So when we were talking to have a Balaji shrine in this temple, we had some height restrictions. So we have to follow certain dimension for this. Like if it is only Ekatala Vimana, we cannot have more stories. So we designed for Ekatala Vimana. And we have already main shrine, Sharadamba. So we have to think about that also. And we had the Hanuman idol also. So Hanuman is a Vahanam, like is a sub-temple for Vishnu. So the floor of the Hanuman is to be less than the Venkateswara. That's how we raised to 2.5 feet that Balaji. So they wanted like in the floor they wanted, so we can put even bigger idol. We were thinking like that, but I said no, it cannot be done like that. We have to have a certain follow thing because Hanuman is already here. So we raised the floor 3 inches more than the Hanuman floor, and we designed this temple with the Chinna Tiruvadi and the Periya Tiruvadi in the pillars, because we don't have a place to put a Garuda Vahana here. So we put it the Garuda Vahana and Hanumanji on the pillar itself, and we have all the Dishamurtis on the top. If you can see, that's how we designed, and because of that height restriction we had to go for the Ekatala Vimana. Otherwise we can have Dvitala Vimanam also. Then it is going to be more designed. But here we have height restriction, so we did the Ekatala Vimana. That's what we did. So these are all the construction of the Vimana, and even more elaborate details are there for this. It's not just like a room, so we have everything each and like how should the door frames, how should we have the roof, above that we have the kalasham, how we have to put that are all a lot of detail. How the designs, it's just not like it's decoratives, it all has meaning. You see, Kirti Mukham, you have 4 Nashitale in the front in the Sikaram, those are all Kirti Mukham, it's called. Like the Alpanasi, small Nashitala is there. And after that we have like ornaments. When we build the body, we have more ornaments. Like ornaments is as much we can put it. Like that, this temple detailings, like ornaments we can add as much as. Like in the Hoysala style, they had more ornamental work. Because that is stone is very soft. So a lot of ornaments they have done. In Chola temples you can see different kind of ornaments. These are all like according to the style it is being changed. And in North India also we have some different kind of temples like the Vimana. They have some Shastras. So with these kind of detailings to be done according to Shastra, then only the temple is lively place suitable for the god to reside. It's not like just a bedroom, it's not like that. So that temple also have this kind of ornament, then only it is suitable for the living for the god. Yes, sir.
So you mentioned about the height of the murti, right?
Yes.
So it has to be taller than Hanuman, but shorter than
Shorter.
presiding deity.
The main shrine.
It's a main shrine.
Yes, sir.
How is that normally done in Tamil Nadu? Like basically, because where we follow the Śilpa Śāstra, like Shiva style, Murti will be normally small, right? But you have other Murtis taller than Shiva. So is the same yardstick applied everywhere?
No, in the olden days, if you see, is basically when Shiva, it is a Shivalingam, it's not Murti.
Yeah, Shivalinga.
Shivalinga only is being placed. Shiva is always worshipped in the form of Shivalinga. Murti Sthapana is for another other idols. In Shiva also, the circumference of the Shivalinga to be the height of the Devi. So there are some proportions. The circumference of the lingam, it should be the height of the Devi, like Parvati Ammal. It cannot be more higher, you know. And the Parivara Murtis are also based on that height. We have to, it should be a little smaller, not very big. It can be seen in the olden temples. Maybe in new temples you can see that they are putting big idols, small Shivalinga, that and all being happening. That is not pramana. You have to see the olden temples like Chola, Pallavas, that kind of temple, you can see these kind of proportions. Yes, sir.
Is it easy to spot like the number of stalas for a Vimana easily? Is there something that will, like, as a normal person, right? If I go to a temple, let's say in Tanjavur or Kumbhakonam or any place like that, is it easy to just look at the Vimanam and like how do I
Yes, sir.
make out how many stalas are there?
Yeah, Thalam is basically story.
Yeah.
Like if you see, this is one talam. There's one only below the shikaram. You have only one kantam. This is called one talam. If it is two talams, you have another like above prastaram. You have another karnakutam. Then again prastaram comes, again kantam and shikaram. This is when this karnakutam adds. It is two talams. If this karnakutam like again one more it comes, you know. It is called Tritalam. Like this, adding on, it will go up to 16 talams. So this Karnakutam is the calculation. So this one Ekatalam, it is 8 parts. For the Dvitalam, it is 28 parts. This is Adhishtanam, Stambhavargam, Prastaram, Karnakutam, Prastaram, Kantam, Sikaram, Stubi. If you see the Sharadamba, it is Dvitalam. You can see a small temple like thing in the between. I can show you when we walk through, okay? This is 2 talam. Like that, if you have 15 talam, you have 15 Karnakutam. Like in the Bradishwar Alaya. So mostly like Dvitalam, Tritalam, Panchatalam, that only is mostly being done. Only Tanjavur is the 16th talam, Shodasha talam. Yes, sir. Next, sir.
At the end of your lecture, you can walk through.
Yeah, I am showing you all parts how it is being done. I am showing. Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in the Balaji temple which we made now, are we allowed to put a door in front?
No, this Balaji's Sannidhi we have done as a mandapam. It's not like Garbhagraham. For Sharadamba we have done the Garbhagraham. There we can have the door, but here it is just a mandapam. We will keep it open.
And
Yes.
can we paint the top of the ground?
No. This is all stone. No, we don't need to paint. If we do in the cement, then we can paint. Yeah. Yes, sir.
I know, like in Tamil Nadu, you may have a lot of existing very old mandirs that follow the Shastras, but in North India, do you still have examples of mandirs that follow the Shastras to that degree that are still surviving?
Yeah, and tell it not clear.
What he says is in South India we have all this.
Yes.
But in North India, do we have anything like this similar to that to construct the temples in North India?
Or do we have temples that are built according to perfectly like the Shastras, like you said.
Yeah, actually, if you see Himayadri Kanyor Antargate Desaha, it is only one same place. It's not called even Bharatam. It is not even called India. Afterwards came Himayadri, like from Himaya Parvatam to Kanyakumari. It is totally is one Desham. Desham is one place. It is Karma Bhumi. It is called only Desham. So whole thing is, if you see, even in Kanyakumari we have Shiva. In North India also we have Shiva. Everything is same. Only according to the climate conditions and available materials, each part they have different types of styles in the temple. Like in the North India we don't get so much granite what is available in Tamil Nadu or Andhra. So they had a different way, and there is some snows like that. So they had some shastras even in North India also. Like in Gujarat, they have Kshiranava, Deeparnava. They have a better shastram like our shastram. They also have. But it was followed. Like if you see the Somanatha temple, it was done in a proper way. But afterwards, later on, maybe I think some architectural features they are adding and not following truly fully those shastras. In Orissa, they have another Kalinga. They have also having the Śilpa Śāstras. In Gujarat, they have. In other places also, it was there. But in the time course, it was all gone. In Tamil Nadu, from like 400 years old Granthas also we have now. These Śilpa Śāstras. Yes, sir.
But in North, you have like more like stupas, right?
Yes, yes.
But whereas in South, you have more of the programs, right?
Correct.
And there are the differences, yeah?
And that's what I told you. See, according to the available materials and the climate conditions, they have adapted a few changes. But it is according to Shastra only. Basically, it is called Nagaram. It is square. Nagaram, Vesaram, Dravidam. It is three types of structure, temple building. Okay, it is square, octagonal, round. These are shapes, and you like this. These shapes in Kerala, if you see, more round is available. In octagonal, in some parts it's available. So these are shapes only, but all are given in this shastras in North India also, in South India also. According to the available material and the climate conditions, they have changed a little bit, and the basic is same. From Himayadri, Kanyor, all are same only. Not much difference. Yes, sir.
I think we should
Where is
move
the
on,
difference?
otherwise we will be stuck here. Why don't we save your
Is there a
questions for the
difference
next
between
person?
a mutt and a temple like that, sir?
What?
Is there a difference between a mutt style and a temple like that? Like usually in India, in South India, no. If you go to a Sharda temple, usually it used to be a mutt. They call it mutt. So there will be only one Sharda Devi, but there will be a temple for the Sharda Devi. There will be one Shiva and then Shankaracharya, like that. So is there any difference between the styles of temples that we have and a style of a mutt that we need? Is there any difference like that? Is that defined in the Shastras?
Yes. No, actually, for temple building, as I said, there is Agama. So there are basically Saiva Agamam, Vaishnava Agamam. Like Vaishnava, we have Pancharatra and Vaikanasa. In these all, the details of the temple buildings are given. So this temple part also given in Śilpa Śāstra also. These are all almost like same. Even Vaishnava, Vaikanasam, Pancharatram, Saivam, everything almost same. When we come to Matham, they follow the Paddhati called Smartha Paddhati. It is called Smartham. So in that, we don't have all this temple construction part and all that. There is not much available in details for the temple construction. So they do like only for the Sharada and Ganesha and only shrines they have. It's not a full-fledged Agama temple. Only for Agama temple we have to follow all these parivaras and all the temple construction, that and all. Here only it is a matam. They have the presiding deity of the matam. That's all the difference. And much details are not given in the Smartha Paddhati. Yeah. Yes, sir. Cholunga.
Just one small information.
Yes, sir.
I'm preparing a book on Vimanas of South India.
Ah.
As soon as it is completed,
Yes, sir.
I'll make it available to everybody.
Oh, yes.
Because it's a sequel to Temples of South India.
Okay.
Vimanas of South India. Exhaustive book. It's a very exhaustive book.
So 15 minutes, if we can finish it, then
Yes,
we
sir.
can go more into question answers and other things we can talk.
Yeah, for now I'll explain a lot of things about the temple construction. So we can move from this to how the idols are made.
We'll have a question answer session. Only those who answer 70% will get dinner.
So the questions from Jayendran.
That's it.
shadow பின்னாடி தெரியும்.
அந்த
Yeah, that's good.
So his walking area is getting limited.
விஜய் அதை ஓரத்தை தள்ளி வச்சுட்டு கீழே இறங்கி கூட பண்ணலாம்.
Again coming back, just now we discussed all about the temple part, like the construction of the Garbhagraham, Vimanam, this and all we discussed. So these are all the external part, what we see outside. So inside the Garbhagraham, we are going to put idols, vigrahas. So for each idols, we have Talamanam, this is called Talamanam. So Ekatalam, 1 talam to Dasatalam, 10 talas. If you see Mahavishnu, he is more like taller. And if you see Ganapati, he is like shorter. So there is a difference in proportion. It's not like same human like Ganapati is not in the same way. Ganapati is like short and Vishnu is like little taller. So there should be some proportion for that. So for that it is called Uttama Dasatalam. One talam is called 12 angulams. Uttama Dasatalam is talam 12 into 10 is equal to 120 angulam. Uttamam is plus 4. It is called 124 angulams. This is called Uttama Dasatalam. So if you want to make a Mahavishnu or any idol, Padadi Vishnu Saparyantam. You see, this is a Vishnu idol. So far, I am just drawing freehand, but there is a proportion. So this is called Lalatam. This is Mukham. This is Hridayam. This is Navi. This is Udaram. This is Medram. This is Uru, Janu, Janka. Like this, total height to be to 124 parts, we have to divide. Then each part we have a calculations. According to the, if we do it, then it is Vishnu Swami will be coming. In this way, if you want to Devi, Ambal, if you want, it is 120 parts. Uttamam Dasadalina, Brahma Vishnu Maheshwara. Madhyamam Dasadalina, Usha Bhumishcha Saraswati. So, proportion for Devi is different, 120 parts only. And in that we have to make the Devi. This Kritam is again extra. This is not in the Talamanam. This is to be, for face, it has to be 2 parts. How much face? That 2 parts if you make, that is a Kritam. This is Devi Manam. For this we have to make 120 parts. And we have the proportions like how much is the face, the every details we have. That we have to make the Devi Manam. Yes, sir.
Will the proportion of this sculpture idol differ from the proportion of a human being?
Yes.
Is it dependent on the human being proportion? What is it?
No, actually this Talamanam, as I said, Ashtatalam is a human. Human beings figure we have to make in Ashtatalam. It's not the proportion of the Devi Manam. That's why what we, the sculptures we made in the Chola period and all, you can see that and you feel a godliness in that. It's not like man, human being. It may resemble human being, but the proportion, what we see the Vishnu or Shiva idol, Ambal idol, it's not resemble actually like a human. It is the Devikam you can see in it, a godliness. Why? Because it is the proportion of the Devi vigraham. It's not human being. Human beings are only 8 talams, Ashtatalam. Yes, yes.
If we see Shankaracharya or Shankaracharya here, it looks like as if a person is sitting there.
Yes, Shankaracharya is human being. No? He avatar is a human being. He is not Devi like Vishnu, Shiva is not like that. So he is resembling the human avatar only. Then it is being like that.
So it is
yes.
human
proportion, yes.
Okay.
Because he is human avatar.
Thank you.
Correct. Yes, sir.
But the avatar of Bhagavan Sri Ram, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, which one will we follow?
We will follow is Navatala. Because it is not a pure Vishnu, only Vishnu. Like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara only Uttamadasthala. These are all avatars. Each avatara has a different form. If you see Kurma avataram, it is not like having 4 hands and it's not like that. It is Kurma means 1 talam, ekatalam, like a real tortoise. Ekatalam, like this it is. In olden temples, if you see, the Kurma avatara is in this form itself. Ekatalam, 1 talam is Kurma. Navatalam is Rama and Krishna because there are human avataram. Navatatala, we have to do the Rama and Krishna. And when we come to Ganapati, he is very short, So he has some other proportion. If you see, Ganasha is little shorter. So what is this proportion? Actually, see, here we have 12 to 11, 12 or more. For this we have a slokam. This is called Panchatalam. Ganesha is to be made as Panchatalam. Talam is 12 angulam and Pancha is 5. 12 5 is 60. Plus 4 is 64. In this we have Gunam. Guna Ravi Nayana Rudrai Dwadasham Shat Shadangam Anala Rasa Gunabhagai. We have to make 64 parts. In that, 3 parts we have slokam. Guna Ravi Nayana Rudrai Dwadasham Shat Shadangam Anala Rasa Gunabhagai. What are these is Kesha Vaktrancha Kantam Hridaya Udara Medram Uru Janusya Jankam Padavidhi Udayamanam Panchatalam Ganesham. So this Gunam is called 3 Gunams. Rajasa Tamasa Satvika Gunam. So that we have to take as 3 number 3. So this is 3 and Guna Ravi. Ravi is Dwadasa Aditya. So it is called 12. We have to take it as 12 number. Nayanam is 2 eyes. So it is called 2. We have to take it 12. Rudra means 11. Ekadasa Rudras. Rudras are 11. It is 11. And Dwadasam is 12. And Shat is also 6. Shadangam, again 6. Analam is Agni. 3 Agni. Rasam is taste. We have taste 6 taste. Shatrushi. So we have taste 6. Gunam, again 3. What are this is called? This is Kesham. Vaktram, face, Kantam, neck, Hridayam, up to Hridayam, and Udaram is Navarna, upper Medram, up to Medram 6, again this leg, Todai is 6, again this Janka, Mutti, this is 3, again this Jam, that is 6, and Padam is 3. If you want to make a Ganesha idol, if you make like this with proportion, automatically the Devigamena Ganesha will be coming. It's not coming.
If the Ganesha is in sitting posture like the one here,
yes,
that proportion also
sitting.
Yeah, just you have to take this out. Like if it is sitting up to the stomach, it is going to sit now. That's why this part will be reduced and we have to come to up to here. Like if you add this, you see. And we have the pitam, then we will be sitting. That's how, so whole proportion is given. According to sitting, we have to, the ayat said, Sthapathi Yukti Markena Karya. We have to think and do it according to the proportion, with using the proportion. Like that we have Ekata, 1 talam to Dasatalam. Each idols, like Amma asked, human beings how you are doing. So human beings to be done in Ashtatalam. Like that Vanaras Saptatalam. Like each devil, each god is given each talamana. Yaksha, you see Yaksha, Kinnara, Kimpurusha, those are all 3 talam. Like that each different vigrahas, we need to follow these proportions of talamana, which is detailedly given in the Śilpa Śāstra. If you detailedly follow it, that Deviga Sanidhyam will be present in that idol. Usually in Shastra we say, Pramana Purvaka Vigraham we could do, that Vigraham itself gets the power of the God. If the Pramanam is not followed, that Vigraham may be done with all details, but it's not going to get the Sanidhya of the God. So this is very important to do it according to the proportion of the Talamanas. Any doubt? Yes.
How do you select the stone for the idol?
Yeah, next the material. So we have discussed about the proportions and the details how to do it. And after that we have the Dhyana Shlokas. Like if we have Vishnu, we have Sankha Chakram. If we want Shiva, we have Man Malu. Like that with Ganesha, we have 32 types of Ganesha. Yes?
Is there also a size recommendation or something for the Vahana?
Yeah. Now we are talking this about the Mula Vigraham, which we are putting in the Garbhagraham. Then we will come out and we will see how to put the Vahana, Tattat Vahanams, Parikalpiyat. We have to do the Vahanas. So Dhyana Shlokam, according to Dhyana Shlokam, we have Subramanya, 16 types. Ganapati 32 types. So with that dhyana shloka basing only, we have to make the idols. We cannot put any ayudas for each god. For Vishnu, Sankha, Chakra, Gada. Like that we have Ambal, we have Abhaya Varada Hastam, Pushpam, Akshamala. Like that each Ambal has its ayudas. So those ayudas also, detailed calculations are there. If you see Vishnu, only Sankha Chakram, if you put, it is becoming Vishnu. If you put Shakti Vajram, he will become Subramanya. If you put Man Malu, there is Parasu and Jinkai, it becomes Shiva. So basing on these ayudas, we can differentiate the idols. So these ayudas are also very important. When we see the idol, we can see the ayudas and find out which god is there. Yes, sir.
So, who decides what mudra or what hand posture each god in that particular temple will have? How that is decided, or whether it was?
Yeah, that is a good question. In these mudras, like what the hastams also we have a different kind of hastams. If you see, actually this is a very elaborate subject which need to be done takes time away. This is Abhaya Mudra. So this kind, like without ayudams, lot of hand postures are there. If you turn this around in the downwards, it is called Varada Mudra. Okay, Varada. And one called, these are all without any ayudams. To hold the ayudam, we have this is Simha Karna Mudra. So another, for Vishnu we have the like 2 fingers is going up, 2 fingers down, okay? This is called Kartari Mukha Hastam. So Vishnu will have Sankha Chakram holding on this. Okay, in the Kartari Mukha Hastam only. So these, for carrying ayudams, we have certain posture hasta mudras, and for certain without hasta, without ayudam, certain mudras are like Abhaya Varadam, Tatana Hastam, Vismaya Hastam. These are all given in the Dhyana shlokas. So if you follow this Dhyana shloka, it is described in that Abhaya Varada Hastam, Pasadanta Akshamalam, I said, in that it is coming Abhaya Varada Hastam, Pasadanta Akshamalam, Pasadanta Akshamalam. These are ayudams. So in the Dhyana shlokam, it is given description what are there in that murti. If you have Vishnu, Sankha Chakra Gada Padmam, like that for Shiva, Abhaya Varada Hastam, Somya Shingar Rupam, Rujutanu Samapadagam, Mautigim Akshamalam, like Mautigim Akshamalam. Like that each Dhyana shloka gives the description of that idol. So that is another details, like which idol you want to put. For that idol, there is a Dhyana shloka. If it is a Brahma, there is a different Dhyana shloka. Like Skandan, Murugan, we have 16 types. In that each idol has different ayudas. So that is given in the Dhyana shloka. So we have to create that with the Dhyana shloka, we have to create the idol. Okay.
So next 24 iconographies for Vishnu based on the 4 arms. So I have a cheat sheet. I'll put it on the group. It will show you each by changing the position. Madhava, Kesava, Narayana, Vishnu. Everything changes for 24. I have a cheat sheet that I'll put it in the WhatsApp group so you can go read it.
Basically what he says is called Kesavadi Murtikal. Same Sankha Chakra Gada Padmam. These are the 4 ayudams. In each hand it is changing like clockwise. Some places here Sakram is here, some places here, some places here. So each murti it is different. So it is with that difference it is called different murtis in Vishnu Murti. Okay, any question?
How do you choose the
Stone.
Yeah, we were discussing all this proportion. Now we are going to select the material. So these murtis are going to be made with these kind of proportions. Now, what materials to be used to make the idols? That is the next question. So, in the olden days, or in the Shastras also, it is called Shilamayam, that is stone. Mridmayam, even in mud we can prepare. Darumayam is wood. And metals. Metals also we can do it. That is Swarnam, Rajatam, Tamram. Swarnam is gold, Rajatam is copper, Rajatam is silver, Tamram is copper. So these three metals. And Ratnajam, even the gems like ruby, spatigam, that also we can make. So these kind of materials are given in the Shastras, how we can worship, like make the idols and worship. But mostly in temples we find the Shilamaya vigrahams. In some places we have Daru also. Like in Jagannath it is Daru, wood vigraham.
Shalamba is also like that.
Shalamba is metal, Panjaloha vigraham. Singeri Shalamba is metal. That is Lohamayam. And in some places we have wood vigrahams in other temples also. In Tamil Nadu also we have. And in some places we have the Kalka Vidana vigraham. That is Kalka Vidana vigraham. That is made out of plaster and painting also done. Like our Sri Rangam Perumal, it is not stone. Samayapurana mud. It is soil. Illa Kailasanadar Kaluna. Kanchi Kailasanadar. It is stone. Pallavas. That Varadaraja you selling is wood. Varadaraja. But Ati Varadaraja they put in the tank.
Yes.
That is wood. But Mula Vigraham now what we see is a stone.
Panchaloka, what are the five metals and significance of the five metals?
Actually, truly speaking, in metal there is only Swarna, Rajata, Tamra. Olden days temple, it is used to be
too much stuff.
Gold. You see Kamakshi temple, Kamakshi symbol was with Swarna Kamakshi, gold Kamakshi was there. Even Meenakshi was in gold in olden days. That was later on changing maybe. So Swarnam is abundantly available in those days. So they made the Swarnam. Swarnam is gold vigraham. Bangar Kamakshi, yeah. Even now we can see in the Tanjavur. That's gold. Silver also a lot of places. In Balaji shrine itself, a Rama idol is in silver. Okay? And next is the copper. Most of the temples, everywhere in the Chola period, it is copper only. It's not Panchaloha. Panchaloham is not at all, and truly speaking, it's not much in this Śilpa Śāstra. Later on, in habit, they have created this Panchaloha. Because they have to carve the idol, so they have made this one. Panchaloha is basically copper, zinc, lead, gold and silver. According to proportion. Mainly it is copper. These are all added little bit. So that is Panchaloha.
So it will be molded, right? It will be molded into a cast or something like that?
Yeah, it is called lost wax technology. That technology was from Chola period, it was very highly developed. Because of that some soil available in the Kaveri bank, they developed that technology. Usually they make the wax, the main idol, is called Madhuchistam. Madhuchistam is bee wax. With that they make the idol, they apply soil on the top of it, melt out the wax out, and the molten metal is poured into that and finished it. That is how they do the bronze idols. So mainly this is called copper, Chempu Tirumeni. This copper only is the olden days temple. Any other question?
So you mentioned the three primary metals, gold,
Yes.
silver and copper. But over time, how did we come up with so many bronze Utsava vigrahams everywhere? Like
Yeah, well, that's why I told you. See, for carving and all, the metal has to be made like easier to carve. So this kind of metal, if you add the lead, lead into that mixture, it is easily carvable. So that development that is called Panchaloha vigraham.
Utsavamurti and all is bronze, right?
Yes. Basically, it is copper. It is called copper. Even now also in Panchaloham, the major portion is copper only. Just for a little bit, gold and silver are in minute, like just 1 gram, like they would add it for namesake. That's all. It's called.
Even though it's called Panchaloka, it's mostly copper.
Copper only.
Everything else is added for Shastra.
That's right.
And the Utsava Murtis that you pray are called solid. They are not hollow. The ones that you don't pray are actually hollow cast. They are called hollow cast. And if you want to increase the weight, they put more lead on it. If you want to decrease, but typically it's added with a lot more.
Copper is the base material. Copper material.
It's very heavy, right?
Yeah, copper density is more, That's why. If you add more lead, it's more heavier. Because lead is more denser than copper.
So Jayendran, 5 more minutes and then we'll do question and answers.
Yeah. And the stone selection after that.
Now we're coming to the selection of the stones. Mainly the idols, Garbhagriha idols are made out of stone. So stone is mainly Stri, Purusha, Napumsaka, Sila. In stone itself they have 3 kind of stone. Stone is male, female and neutral. 3 kind of stones are available. So usually the main Garbhagriha idols are made out of Stri or Purusha Shila. So because the Stri Shila and Purusha Shila, when we struck with some metal object on the stone, it gives a sound like a bell. And when you hit that stone, a spark will be coming out. So if you see Nataraja, you have the Dhamarukam and fire in his hand. And even the Vishnu idol, you see Shankam and Chakram. These are resemblance of the sound and the light. If you see, the creation is done with the sound. Basic of the creation is sound and light. Even in the Big Bang theory, in the sound, everything they say, sound, Nadam, Jyoti. These are the starting point of the creation. That's why our God is given the Nadam and Jyoti. When Nadam and Jyoti is there in that stone, that is good stone where we can put the pranam. When we do prana pratishtha, that stone will be like lively. That's why we have to select the stone which is having this Nadam. Like if you struck a little bit with our Balaji, you can see that sound. Maybe we will ask Yogesh to, you can hear that sound in that Swami. So when we doing it, we get the spark. That kind of stone is available in near Kanchipuram. That is very, very suitable for the making the idols. And with some stones, we don't get that sound. That kind of stones only we used the structures, like temple, building this temple, that and all we have to use the Napumsaka, which can bear the load. So that kind of stone is available in some part. So that is used for the construction of the temple. Even now here, what used for the construction of the mandapam is a different stone. That stone we cannot get the sound. So that stone is used for the temple construction. Yes, sir.
But how come in North India, most of them are marble, so in that how can you find sound and...
See, this is like we cannot comment on it, but see, in old and very, very, very old temples, even in North India, you find a black stone only. Later on, after this Taj Mahal and Mughals, they started carving idols. Then came the marble idols. Even if you go very, very old, in Haridwar, Mansa Devi old temple is there. I personally went and see. They have a marble idol in front. But back of that idol, there is a old black stone idol is there. So olden temples, they had the black granite idols only, even in the north also, black stone idol. Only thing is, see, nowadays everyone want to see the idol directly, and they paint with eyes and everything. lips, and so you want to see it like a calendar picture. But in old temples, if you see in Tirupati Balaji, you never can see his eyes, his nose. You cannot see it because it is in the dark room. You cannot see it. You will just pass by with few seconds. You just see the pass by. You cannot see completely how it is. So why it is done like that? Why can't we put a open lid and see everyone can watch? Why it's not done? Why they have done like that? Why did they do like that? There is reason. See, dark. See, if it is dark, there only light is seen. You understand? If it is open, here light is everywhere. It's not special. And in Garbhagriha, if it is dark and if they do Deepa Arati, the whole concentration of our mind goes to that place. And nothing else is being observed. So basically this alayam is called Atma Laya Eti Alayaha. Our Atma, to get concentration in the God, that is the place called Alayam. So that's why our ancient people have created like that. In a dark room, they put the idol. When we go pass through these Pancha Prakaram, so long we are traveling, all the time we will have all different type of thinkings. We think about some place, some things, and it's not concentrating on the God, idol or God. Our manas is like that. It is chanchalam. That's why Shiva has the deer in his hand. Manas is always, you see, deer, it always like it is like what do you say? It's not stable. It's always chanchalam. It is moving everywhere. Every time it is moving. If you see a deer, here we have the malu. Malu means a parachute. We have to cut that. We have to cut the chanchala manas. The manas should be very calm, peace, and concentrate on one thing. That is very, 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 very difficult. It is not easily possible. For that reason, to concentrate, they have created this kind of garbhagram. So long inside, like we have to travel from so long, go inside, and when we just arrive near the idol, at that time when we see the Devaradhana and see the idol, like just for a few seconds, this all surroundings will forget. Everything is forget. The manas is totally concentrating only on the God. So this is the first step. Like we have to leave all these materialistic thinkings, everything, and concentrate on the God. That Kramepi, if you do it inside ourselves, we can attain the real moksha or our real reason of the birth. That's why this Atma Layam is called the Alayam. That's for that only we have our ancient people has created this Garbhagram as a dark. So that's why we need to have the idol as black, so that it will merge with the darkness. Only when we put the Deeparadhana, we can see the features and our Mahatma will be like. Yes, sir.
Here in our temple we have marble murti. So
This is, I actually don't know, Matham. This year we cannot have all the Agama things to introduce this. This is a Matham. We have this kind of practice, not like Agama. These Agama temples, we have all black stone.
We made sure Balaji is black.
Murugan. Yes, ma'am.
Also under discussion now.
Photography also is usually prohibited in our olden.
No, generally, see, photography is new technology. It is not there in olden days. Photography is just like you should take the photography in your mind. You should remember him always in your mind and think about him and have the photography in your mind and do dhyana of the God. This photography prohibited and all is new because they don't want to exhibit that.
We can have that discussion after this because there are questions like, we see signs like Hindus only allowed, dress codes in temples.
Yes, sir.
We can have that after. But those are all questions we have.
Carry on.
We had a stone which is male, female or neuter.
Yes, sir.
So they are the same material or different types of stone?
No, it's basically a granite only. Granite, but available in different places and different parts of the hill or the places. So when we struck the stone, it should be like Ganthanadam. That is Purusha Shila. Talanadam, it is Sri Shila. Without sound, it is called Navamsak Shila. When we select the stone, we can check and we find that and the quality.
This Balaji idol, what stone?
It is Purusha Shila. You can see that he will show you because we cannot go inside. You will stuck with a small piece, so you can hear the sound.
Can you finish in 5 minutes and we can go to question and answer?
No, I was going to say, now that you talked about the temples, how it's constructed, how it's done,
Yes.
the vigraham, can we talk some about how the pratishtha is done, why certain procedures were done for a few minutes?
Depends on timing, but I was going
For a few minutes.
Yeah.
Last 5 minutes, if you can spend on that.
Okay. So just now we talked all about the Kriya Padam. This is all called Kriya Padam, like how to make it, how to carve it, how to build the temple. These are all Kriya Padam. Basically, is morely Stapathi is involved. Here, everything is involved by Stapathi to create it. These are called Kriya Padam. Then comes the Charya Padam. What all is this all created? These are for the temple. So to have rituals like how to perform. What to perform, that and all given in the Charya Padam. So this Charya Padam comes the Pratishtha part, like how to take the idol and put it in the shrine and what are the procedures to be involved in the Prana Pratishtha. That is, then comes the Acharya, he will be involved in these kind of things, okay, the Pratishtha thing, in that Pratishtha rituals. That is called, when we do Pratishtha, this idol is still a stone. It's not totally Swami. It's not pure. So we have to bring the Swami into the idol. So there is another part. So the Acharya, he is the person, like Mata Śilpihi. Only all creation, what all created, that is done by Stapathi. That is called Mata Śilpihi. Śilpihi is the creating. Shastra is the Pratishtha. Pita Shastra, that is one who gives the Prana Pratishtha. But the idol is Acharya. So what he does is, this idol, we are making with a lot of effort, lot of cutting this and everything we are doing. So there are certain rituals to clean it and make it, to make the Avahana Swami to enter it and give Sanidhya. For that we have first, the idol is being made and brought here, or any temple, they have the Jaladivasam. When we put the idol in the Jalam, in two ways it is like, if we have any defects, we can find out if it is in the water. Scientifically, technically we do that. We put the idol in the water and make it rest for like 48 days. And see that if there is a defect, then we will usually it is not there. If it is any possibilities, then we will change it. Okay, that is Dhanya Jaladivasam. Then we put it in the Dhanyadivasam. Like Dhanyam is seed. If you put everything comes out of the seed, the pranam is coming out of seed. Every germination, big tree, everything is coming from the seed. So we have a paddy. Under we put the idol and cover it with the seeds. So the seeds pranam is entering into the idol also. And in scientific also, in the technical way also, it is like protecting the idols for 48 days. When we put it outside, if you fully cover with the seeds, it is like protection. And one more thing, it is giving the seed effect, like it is going to germinate, it is giving birth. So at seed we have to put it. Next God we have the Sayyadivasam. So God is going to stand forever. So He does not going to have rest. Pushpamala is in the between, but generally it is Sayyadivasam. So He will sleep in the bed, okay, and take rest on the day before we are going to put Pratishtha. So He is sleeping on the bed and having rest. So they have that ritual. After that we have to waking him up, and we should have the Netron Milanam. The total part of the vigraham is done, but except the eyes. When we are done all these Pratishtha rituals, Then we will have a special part like opening the eyes with a golden needle and honey and ghee. Then we will install the idol and the Ashtabandhanam. Before that we have the Yantra Sthapanam, Ratnanyasam, that will be done inside the Peetham. And we will install the idol, we have a joint, like a gap is there. So that gap is filled with a special material called Ashtabandhanam. Ashtabandhanam basically it is wax and gugulam and arak. Mercury, no. Mercury ore. It's not mercury itself. Mercury ore, it is called cinnabar. That material, cinnabar. That is mixed in it. It is like medicine. So that lot of insects are not coming now. That's why we mix that one. That one which we heat it and we put around the idol. That is called Ashtabandhanam. After that, every morning the Acharya carries the Kalasham, which is the Swami is being invited and is in the water, in the form of water. That Swami is poured on the idol. So the Swami is entering into the Swami idol and he is going to bless everybody. That's how it is a Pratishtha. These are all like Kriyapadam, what all the Kriyapadam means making effect, everything is done by Stapathi. This Prana Pratishtha which we cannot see it. Which are seeing is Stapathi, without seeing like invisible. That part and all going to be the Ritviks, that is Shastra, Acharya. So these two together, it is complete and that Sanidhyam is given to the idol and it becomes the Archa Murti. Basically in Vishnu, the Vishnu is worshipped in the 5 types of forms. Para, Vyuha, Vibhava, Antaryami, Archa. In 5 types we can worship the Vishnu idol. Param is like Parabrahma, we cannot see it. That is only experience. That way Vishnu is there. Vyuham, there is Pancha Vyuha Murtis. Vibhava means avatar like Rama, Krishna, Narasimha. These are all Vibhava Murtis. Antaryami is the God is inside us. That is one type of God. That is also worshipable. And Archa Murti. Even this vigraha is what is called Archa Murti. He is also Sakshat Mahavishnu itself. So that Mahavishnu is giving, we can see it like with our eyes, we can see it directly, this Mahavishnu in the Archa Murti. So it is not just stone now. He is Sakshat Mahavishnu. So this Kava, Vahanas, everything is done. So he is Sakshat Mahavishnu himself in the form of Archa Murti. So we should not feel as a stone now. Because Prana Pratishtha is done, he is in the form of Archa Murti. Even Tirupati Balaji is a Archa Murti. Like the temples all which we see, these are called Archa Murti. It is like equal to the Parabrahma, Paramurti all same. So we have our Archa Murti here. So everyone should be feeling as a Swami and worship him. Yes.
I think this can go long and long and long. So I just want to quickly check on a few things. We have dinner, so I know some people may want to leave, so you can have dinner and leave. What we can do is have about 5-10 minutes of quick question answers, and then we'll go for the walking tour, and then those who want to leave can leave, those who want to stay can stay. There's also some other questions that have been asked, so specific questions to his presentation you can ask. But also there are some very interesting conversations we've had and we'll walk through some of those. 2 things I wanted to talk about. I've been teasing many of you here asking why is our Ganesha here? I think he answered it already, but maybe he can just touch a little bit. Why is Ganesha not in the front? Did everybody get that?
It's in the part of Nairati. Nairati is the place for Ganesha. For in all temples, because Nairati should be more heavier and Ganapati's sthanam in Ashtaparivaram is Nairati. That's why we have Ganapati in the Nairati. In olden temples like you should not compare with the new coming temples, new temples. In old like Chola temples, in the Chola, Pandya, that Pallava temples, in older temples you can find even now Ganapati is in the Nairuti Bhagam of the temples.
So one other thing quickly, there's two other questions that people have asked, so we'll just quickly cover those. We'll come to you. So some people have asked, what is common between Namam, Tirumurti and Tirunir. So maybe you can explain what is the symbolism of those also.
Yeah, see, everything is Tiruman is a Perumal, what we have in the Tripundram they call is Tiruman. And in Shiva we have the Tripundram like in the flat, it is called Tirunir. So basically, the Tirunir is ash, When we burn anything, the final stage is ash. So what we see all around, whatever we see is finally is ash. That's why it is Tiruman, Tirunir we are putting in the foreheads, that we don't have that ego, that we are so big, we are doing that, this. Finally we are all, everything is is going to be ash. That is Tirunir. And Tiruman is again the same thing, everything is a manna. That's why we have Tiruman as in the mud form. And more elaborate details also is there in the Shastra for about that one. This is just a basic, so detail we cannot go now.
And then one last thing is what is the symbolism of Balipida? Many people think Balipida means you're actually sacrificing animals and stuff, but there is another symbolism there. So why do we have Balipidam? We have a Balipidam here, we have Dvajastambam, and we have Annapakshi, which is the Vana, but maybe just on the Balipidam you can explain.
The temple is a place where everything is equal. Everything, like it's not just a human. Everything is equal. We cannot have because I am having a big car, I am great. That feeling should not be there in the temple. That's why when we enter a temple, we have a Balipidam. So we have to sacrifice or give Bali to all these egos and whatever we think which is permanent, that and all is not true. Everything is mithya. We should Bali it and go equally and worship the God. That's why we have first Balipidam. So we have to, when we enter the temple, we all should be Sevaka of God. We should only think of the Sharanagati of God. Nothing else to be think. Yes.
We can open to questions now.
Yes, sir.
Only one question per person.
When do we need Dvajastambam?
Yes, sir.
And what is the proportion for Dvajastambam?
Yes, sir. Again, the same thing. This Dvajastambam, this and all are for the Agama temple. When we do a Agama way of practice, there comes this Dvajastambam. And the main purpose of the Dvajastambam is the Dvajarohanam. Like we hoist the flag before the Utsavam, Brahmotsavam. For that we need a Dvajastambam. On that we have for starting of Brahmotsavam day, we have a Dvajarohanam, we will fly the flag. Till that the Swami is going to come around the temple for procession. Like in olden days, everybody cannot come into the temple and see that God like idol. So for that they had the practice of taking the idol itself to the public. Like the idol will come out of the temple, go around the temple, go around the village and give darshan to everyone. So for that practice, they need to have a starting like initiation, like flag hoisting. That way they hoist the Dvajarohana with the Vahana, telling that the God is ready to come out and give darshan to everyone. That purpose we have to have the Dvajastamba. And that is all done for the agamic way of practice, not for smartha. Yes, ma'am.
Full energy of vigraha depends on just the prana pratisthapana, or will the devotion of bhaktas later on energize the vigraha more?
This is question. See, bhakta is willing to have the darshana, take the blessings, and more bhaktas energy when they are coming, it will also add. But basically, the prana pratishtha is a procedure of inviting the God's energy and putting in the idol. And the vigraha is like Stapathi makes. When the vigraham is made like a good proportion and everything is nicely done, then the prana pratishtha is put in correct way, then the energy of the God is naturally it is more. How it, if you see, when we have a body, we have every avayavas, every indriyas, everything is perfectly working, and we have a prana. Then I can do everything I can do. If my body is not capable of doing certain things, and I have prana inside, then that body cannot work fully. You understand what I say? If I'm not able to see, I'm not able to hear, but prana is there, then I cannot function fully. The same way, the vigraha has to be done properly, fully, correctly, and the prana pratishtha also should be perfectly done. Then that kind of vigraha have full chaitanya. And bhaktas, they have to receive that chaitanya, so they have to properly pray, and shraddha should be there in their prayers and their pujas. Then that God definitely will give the anugrahas. Yes.
Actually, I have many questions, but I just limited to 2 questions. One is related to that. So, why is when you go to like ancient temples like Chidambaram or Sri Kalahasti or Kamakshaman, you feel as soon as you enter the temple, you feel that energy vibration, which is not there in modern temples. That is one question. And the other one, after Prana Pratishtha, I was told that there's 45 days, there's that one Mandala Puja, so that the full energy of the is invoked into the after the Prana Pratishtha. Is that anything related? So I just want to hear that.
Yeah. See, the Kalahasti, Chidambaram, these are all kshetrams. Sri Sailam, Tirupati, these are all kshetrams. It's not recently built. It's like more than 1,000, 2,000 years, or maybe more than that. So it is all kshetram. Some places are very unique, or some divine energy is there. That kind of places is being chosen by our elders, so that Purna Sanidhya is present there. So we cannot compare to those kind of kshetras. But what we do is, we can feel the same thing. Even we do in the new temple, it is Baba of the person who is witnessing it. So he has to have that faith. As I said just now, we have to see the Murti as real Archa Murti of the Vishnu. It's not just a stone. If in Kalahasti and all, the same vigraha is there, but you go so much long way and you see just a few minutes, that and all makes difference. And it is a kshetra also. So many people, so many great saints, great people have done a puja and all. So definitely there is more sanidhya there. Here also you have to feel the same way. You cannot feel like just it's new, it's just a stone like that. If you don't feel, you have to feel the real Swami standing and do the prayers. Then you can feel the real sanidhya. Yes, sir.
So on the mandalam for the 45 days.
It is a part of the pratishtha kramam. So 48 days they have to do the pujas, and once that is done, the final part of the pratishtha is over, complete. That is a part of the Kumbhabhishek procedure. Usually in the 48 days we can do certain alterations. See, everything is not done the same day it is perfect. So there is a grace period, like in 48 days, if you have any changes or any corrections, we can do it. That's how it is given with this mandala puja. Once the mandala puja is done, it is like finished. Everything is completely done, so already fully done. Yes,
thank you.
Thank you so much for patiently explaining and in a detailed way. I have many questions, but this is only one question I'm going to ask you. Though I may know partially, but I want to know from you directly. The temples are so big as we enter, huge, the Vimana and the entry itself, huge gates and everything. But as you go in, the Garbhagriha the entry is very short, very small.
Yes, sir.
So I want to understand. I know partially the philosophy, but I want to know from you why many temples have, the olden temples, the entry to Garbhagriha is very short and small, and you have to go, in a very crouched way.
Humble way.
There's a most respectful way there. Yeah, thanks.
No, this was earlier, just now I told you before itself. See, the temples are so much architecture, so big, so many decoratives. Everything is done outside the Garbhagriha. Every temple has, in Sri Jayendran, Kalahasti, everywhere. This is like all distraction of mind. You see, so many idols, so many figures, so many things are done, so many architectural things. It's like we see it like art, but our mind is not concentrating in the God. The real thing is we have to concentrate on the God. But these are all Maya. These are all diverting our thinkings. And when we go with all these things and see the God, like, it is difficult to see. It's not very easy. So that's why we have a small Garbhagriha, small door. We have to eagerly see, like Atruta. We have to feel like seeing how we are going to see it. It's not open. It's not open like exhibition. We have to give our whole effort to see it. So that's how our concentration totally going to the Garbhagriha idol. Then if it is small only, then only it is more focused. That's why they are doing like that.
I just want to make sure. Hold on. No, hold on, please. No, hold on, please.
One example of that. See, it is like photography. Narrow the aperture, depth of view is more. Okay, if you have a larger aperture, the depth of view will not be there. The same thing.
See, I just want to make sure that young people are given a chance. Do you guys have any questions in the back?
I have a lot of questions.
Absolutely. Okay. Yes, Shekhar, please.
Different mandirs have different rules, right? So, in the media you hear a lot about different mandirs. Like who can enter, who can't, different things, different practices, sometimes being allowed, not allowed. But where do those rules come from? Is it the agamas or is it the pujari or the pandit? Who makes those rules?
Yeah, this is a good question. But see, this agama, there is some restrictions. These are all in South Indian temples. They follow the agamas. In the agamas, they have given Rajaraja Kulashriman. Like Raja also, if comes, he has to do seva from the Mahamandapa. Yatinam Ardhamandapa Sevita. Yati means sannyasi also come, he can go up to Ardhamandapa only. Only the priest is allowed in the Garbhagriha. These are like practice. It's not like discrimination. See, it is done in such a way that everything is done properly and practiced properly. In some places, you have the liberty to go inside the Garbhagriha. Like in Sri the Shiva temple, everyone can go inside the Garbhagriha, touch the Shiva, everything is done. But the same Jyotirlingam Rameshwaram, you cannot enter. So it is only the agama which makes them the difference like that. But there is no discrimination, it's not that. It is a way of puja. So everyone, if you even do in Atmartha puja, everyone can feel the God. It's not just to go touch the idol, then only it is like Purnatmam of the puja. It's not like that. It is practice only. It is, in some places it is like that. In some places it is allowed. In North India mostly it is all Smartha Paddhati. It's Vaidika. There it is allowed. Yes.
Sorry, 1 second. You can go.
I have a question. So you mentioned that there's a mercury ore
in
the Yantrapeetham. So what's the significance of using mercury? Because I've also heard that for some prana pratishthas they'll use a rasa danda, right? The mercury stick. So what's the significance of using mercury?
See, mercury, rasa danda, that and all is new. It's not in the agama. Even this mercury ore we mix in the ashtabandhana. It's not purely put in inside the pidam. It's mixed in the ashtabandhana. So Actually, it is like medicine. Lot of abhishekam what we do that flows through the Ashtabandhana, and that tirtham is taken by us, or all the sevatis. So it is purified with that Ashtabandhana. That's how we use the rasam.
I just want to make sure that on the women's side, because all have been on this men's side. Do women have any questions? The kids in the back, you can also go. Please go.
Basically, I've heard about some stories that they make two idols. Like one will be installed, the other one will be kept aside. So, what is the significance of such a tradition if it exists? And did anyone ever come across any flaws or anything, and then defect basically, and that is why it was done? Or specifically with reference to Paranivan Kovil, whether there is any possibility that there is such a idol existing somewhere else?
No, see, what we can speak about is Agama, Śilpa. In that what is told, we can tell. What you are asking is, they tell that Bogar has made another idol also, and this idol they want to replace with that. But no one has come across or found that idol. It's all like, it's Purana. It may be true or may not true. It is there. But usually we make one idol. It is out of stone. If it is Jirnam, like if it is destroyed by certain ways, it's called Jirna Dharana. If it is like some places, some lightning comes, some flood comes, some fire accident, if anything happens, that kind of idols to be replaced with a new idol. That is in Shastras. It is called Jirnodharana Kumbhabhishekam. If anything, Jirna means anything is destroyed in any way. Some thieves have destroyed the idol. If that kind of things happen, what to do? That is given in Shastras, in Agamas. It is called Jirnodharana to replace with a new idol. That only is done, but it's not anywhere like you make a spare one. Once this is done, you can put the new one. That is not given anywhere. It is only told by some people, but in Agama it is not like that.
So what we'll do is we can break for dinner. Those who want to go can have dinner now, and then those who want to ask questions can continue with some.
We can chat during.
Yes. So maybe 2 to 3 things, Jayendran. Can you talk about Bhudevi, Sri Devi, and Bhudevi, the whole first thing? Then also wanted to talk about Lingam and Yoni, the whole story around it.
Vijay, அதுக்கு முன்னாடி demo
Will these be recorded? Is it available later?
Yes.
Thank you.
The கோவில் மூடிடுவாங்க.
No, we will go afterwards.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.